Welcome back. We are watching earnings this week. A third of the S&P 500 reporting earnings this week alone. Akamai, the content delivery network and cloud service provider, reported last night, beating expectations. Revenue rose to $584 million on earnings per share of 68 cents. Joining me right now in a Fox Business Network exclusive is Akamai CEO and founder, Tom Leighton. Tom, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us. So explain the quarter to us. What drove business in this last quarter?
Well, security obviously was very important to the business, growing at 46%. Web performance also did very well. That's where people want to make their websites faster, and they use Akamai to do that.
All right, so they're using the website, but really the whole upset and security vulnerability that we talk about every day is front and center, and you're really poised to gain market share in this environment.
Yes, I think there's a lot more awareness that security is important and that there's entities out there that are trying to bring down websites or to deface websites or steal content. And we are ideally positioned to provide defenses against those attacks.
What are the defenses? How do you protect information?
Well, we filter the content that comes into a website, and we do that from our platform with hundreds of thousands of servers and thousands of locations out where the bots are and where the capacity is. And so we're in a position to be able to absorb those gigantic attacks like we read about last week.
Let me ask you about that, because on Friday, the cyber attack that crippled some of the biggest sites on the internet, Amazon, Twitter, U.S. intelligence chief James Clapper said that it appears a non-state actor was behind the attack. Investigators say that hackers used malware to access devices in people's homes that are connected to the internet. So what kind of information do hackers gain in doing so, and what was your takeaway on that? If it's not a state actor, it's just a hacker trying to get and just try to steal your information and your money.
Well, there's a lot of entities out there that are trying to steal information. You know, we're all reading about emails from the campaign now that were probably stolen. You have organized crime committing cyber extortion. You do have nation-state actors. You have political activists. You have hacktivism. There's a lot of entities out there that are trying to exploit the vulnerabilities in the internet for their gain.
So we don't really know necessarily that it's Russia or it's China. It could be all of the above. Because this whole conversation about Russia right now.
Yeah, you don't always know, but there are a lot of entities that do have malicious intent on the internet, and they're exploiting the Internet of Things. As you have, millions and millions of devices coming online that don't have great security defenses, may not even have their password changed, they can be exploited by these entities to attack websites and to steal data. Which
is why this is sort of an unlimited spend, I think, for corporations. I know you're about to ramp up in terms of enterprise. Tell us about that, because I see this as something that companies can't afford not to lay down new money.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
An enterprise needs to protect its brand online, needs to keep the website up, but they also have to protect their employees from phishing attacks or malware and data exfiltration. The enterprise doesn't want to lose all their corporate emails and have them published. They don't want their, sensitive information, personal data, stolen. For example, I had my entire tax history stolen from the IRS. And,
wow.
A criminal organization filed a return.
You, the CEO of Akamai?
Well, nothing I can do about it. It was, it's, in a government, data vault, and was stolen.
I see, because you were part of in the government.
I pay taxes
That's
like
when
everybody.
The government was penetrated. So your company released a report recently analyzing the weaknesses in systems to connect routers, satellite TV equipment, DVRs. Your analysis found that financial services industry, retail, hospitality are all the big targets. Tell us how you go about protecting yourself.
Well, as an individual, it's harder. You want to make sure that you have the antivirus software. But as an enterprise, there's things you can do. For example, Akamai provides services to enterprises to keep them from being hacked, to keep their websites up, to keep the data from being stolen. And it's important to make use of those capabilities.
When you look at the technology space in general, I wonder if your space, when you're looking at security, is really different than everybody else, because that's obviously where the growth is. But, the slew of recent deals that we're seeing in the technology space, we're also seeing layoffs. We could see a deal between Qualcomm and NXP. We know that. There's consolidation in media with AT&T and Time Warner. Your company runs a system that many streaming sites depend on. What does that mean for business as you see this consolidation happening?
You know, I don't think it really changes our business. There's more and more video coming online. That's really great for our business because we deliver a lot of that video. There's more and more commerce being done online. That's great because we accelerate it, and that makes it be much more effective and efficient. And of course, we talked about security. You've got to secure your assets online, and the old way of doing that, buying a firewall or device and you put in your data center, doesn't work anymore, as we saw last week. You need cloud defenses at scale.
So you're really in all of the sweet spots of technology right now, whether it be cloud or security.
We are in a very good position, and that's why we're growing, you know, and we're adding more, you know, headcount to the business and doing a lot of investment.
You're actually hiring right now.
We are, yes.
Tom, great to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Thank you so much. Tom Leighton joining us there.